it is time for the royal appointment. Let's get into it. Last week's royal appointment was about working royals, so congratulations. I mean, kind of. The royal in question is dead. Here's what is particularly telling. This article is about the author's experience traveling with Prince Edward, who is the Queen's youngest son, and his wife Sophie to Malta. But the headline is about Queen Elizabeth and the past. Because let's be honest, no one is going to read a piece called How I Spent My Fall Break Traveling with Sophie and Ed. And yes, an editor once said that he would have more success putting his own mother on the cover of his tabloid than Prince Edward, which, ouch, but I would like to put in a good word for Prince Edward. According to reporting in Omid Scobie's book Endgame, Prince Edward was the one that said, hey, Charles, I don't know if ignoring your youngest son and treating him like this is really the best thing for a family business that's all about uniting people and bringing people together and being an example for the country. You know, no one listens to the baby of the family. Here's the reason why I ship Edward, though. This is from earlier this year, and I think about it at least once a week. Prince Edward meets 192-year-old tortoise and blames men for screwing up the world. Here's the thing, it's kind of a misleading headline, but it's very funny, so I will let it slide. Because if you look at the picture, it almost appears like he's like Jonathan. Because, of course, the tortoise name's Jonathan, you know, his full Christian name, okay? We don't call him Johnny. And he's like, men have really screwed up this world. That sounded like a really bad Sean Connery, but go with it. Not quite. He was on a tour where he met with a tortoise who knew his grandfather. They exchanged wonderful stories about good old King George V. And then he went to an all-female medical doctor event, I don't remember off the top of my head, and basically said, like, yeah, men are screwing everything up. Guess who apparently, because of health stuff, stopped doing royal tours for a while. Buckingham Palace was like, we gotta reboot Eddie. His iOS system is a couple behind. We don't want people to think that we're modernizing. Not that way. You're not that way. Anyway, back to the piece, which focuses on the fact that the villa, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, was the home of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip when they were newlyweds and he was stationed in Malta. Prince Edward and Sophie were there to visit because, listen to this paragraph, quote, today the house is a shadow of its former self. It has fallen into partial ruin after being allowed by its private owner to crumble inside and out until it was bought by the Maltese government in 2020 and earmarked for restoration. Don't say it, Meredith. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Isn't that life imitating art? The piece is deeply uninteresting, so I decided to put my own spin on it because if they can write fan fiction, so can I. Gather around the carpet, sit crisscross applesauce, kids. It's story time. Don't worry, though. Prince Edward did find time to steal away and speak with a Maltese wall lizard who clings to the villa's yellowing limestone exterior. Like the stag hunt Prince George will embark upon, turning 60 is also a rite of passage in the royal family. After an offering of jam pennies and Charlotte's discarded tights that allegedly made Kate cry or something, a spirit enters the lizard, allowing him to communicate telepathically with the royal in front of him, revealing the future. I tell you what he said, but like Prince Philip's will, King Charles's and Prince William's memos, and a host of other things, it's hidden from public view for 2,300 bazillion gajillion years, or however long they think it'll take for people to not be angry about its contents. I'm still workshopping it. Anyway, that's the royal appointment.